A very good evening. Welcome to Champions League Live here on LFS as we kick off the brand new campaign in the Champions League. Europe's best compete for just one trophy at the end of the season, and it all starts here tonight at Anfield, as Liverpool, who were knocked out by the eventual winners in the round of 16 last year in Paris Saint-Germain, they open their new tournament against an Atletico Madrid side who put them out 5 years ago in 2020. And these two sides have very different starts to the campaign in their leagues. Atletico Madrid got their first league win of the season just at the weekend. Liverpool got their fourth league win of the season out of 4 league games at the weekend, with that late penalty from Mo Salah to secure all 3 points against Burnley. Tonight, it is a very exciting night as the Champions League returns. And here is what we've already seen this evening so far. 2 draws in our early kickoffs. A 0-0 draw between Olympiacos and Paphos. Paphos, one of the new sides in the competition, making their debut in the tournament. And they claimed a draw. They went down to 10 men as well in that game, so a very good point for Paphos to take away from home with 10 men against a very good side in Olympiacos, and they'll be hoping that that helps them a little further and later in the competition. Also this evening, a very closely fought draw. In the end, it was a very close game. Slavia Prague against Bodo Glimt in the competition. 2-2 draw there. Both teams kept 11 men on the field, but it was all Slavia Prague's way going into the final 10 minutes of that game. Majori, got the 2 goals to give Slavia Prague the 2-goal lead, but it was a late show from Bodo Glimt on the road. Bassi and Fett getting the goals. The 90th minute equaliser from Fett to equalise for Bodo Glimt, and they claim a point away from home. So it is draws all round to start the night, but hoping for some goals and action from a lot of our teams that we watch at 8 o'clock this evening. Look at these 4 matchups. Absolute cracker of a night here this evening. Ajax against Inter Milan, 2 very historic sides in this competition. Inter Milan, of course, last season's beaten finalists, and an Ajax side who have a lot of history in this competition, and they are making their return after a few seasons away. It is a cracker in Munich as well. Bayern Munich taking on Chelsea. That's an 8 o'clock kickoff. Of course, our feature game, Liverpool against Atletico Madrid. And in Paris, as the reigning champions of Europe start their defence of their title as they host Italian side Atalanta, who can cause a bit of an upset on their day, Atalanta, and it's good to see them back in this competition as well. So it is a lot of excitement this Wednesday night. We'll also recap all of Tuesday night's fixtures and tell you about what's to come tomorrow night as well. But it is back. The Champions League is where we want to be, and it is back on LFS. And kick-off at Anfield between Liverpool, the 6-time winners, and Atletico Madrid is at Anfield. Kickoff is next. Welcome back to Champions League Live. Great to have you with us for this one tonight. We're kicking off at Anfield and around the grounds in Ajax, Amsterdam for that Ajax game at the Johan Cruyff Arena. Bayern Munich, of course, the Allianz Arena, Anfield as well, and the Parc des Princes in the French capital of Paris, where the champions PSG hosting Atalanta. So looking forward to all of these games tonight. Some cracker matchups as well. And 8 sides worthy of a lot of credit in this competition. Let's have a look at the 2 teams for our feature game tonight here at Anfield as Liverpool take on Atletico Madrid. Starting with the home side and some big team news to tell you about. We'll get there in a moment. Alisson continues in goal. Jeremy Frimpong makes his Champions League debut for Liverpool. He starts at right back with Dominik Szoboszlai continuing in the side, but not a right back tonight, which is the position he's taken up in the previous 3 games for Liverpool. Canadi and Van Dijk are the centre-back partnership. Robertson comes in at left-back with Milos Kerkez dropping to the bench. Robertson came on in the first half against Burnley at the weekend. He starts. Gravenberch continues as Szoboszlai moves into midfield alongside Ryan Gravenberch. And Florian Wirtz continues with Cody Gakpo off the left, Mo Salah off the right, and a change at centre-forward for Liverpool. You might have heard of this man. He might have made a big money move to Liverpool this summer. Alexander Isak makes his Liverpool debut and his Champions League debut for the club on the same night, and it is a big night at Anfield as he takes on that number 9 shirt famously worn by many a Liverpool great, and he will be the next to take that number. On the bench for the Reds this evening, Mamardashvili, Woodman, Kirkes, Gomez, Bradley, Leone, Endo, McAllister, Ekitike, Ungamoa and Jayden Dans. Of course, no Federico Chiesa. He was not registered for the Champions League. For Atletico Madrid, as I said, their first league win of the season at the weekend. They start with Jan Oblak in goal. A 4-4-2 for them is a very preferred formation for Diego Simeone. He starts with Llorente, Lenormand, Longley and Gallan in defence. Barrios and Gallagher in the midfield too, with Gonzalez off the left, Simeone off the right, and a front two of Antoine Griezmann and, of course, that man Giacomo Raspadori starts up front. No Julian Alvarez tonight. He was ruled out yesterday with injury, so he's not involved. But on the bench, Musso, Escovel, Molina, Hansko, Pubil, Ruggeri, Koke, Seydu, Balad, Sorloth and Martin. It is two very capable sides in the Champions League. Liverpool knocked out early. Atletico Madrid hoping that they can go far as well. We will see what comes of these two tonight. It's Anfield under the lights on a Champions League night. What could be better to kick off the new Champions League season? Kick-off is next. A very good evening and welcome to Champions League Live with me, Caoimhan Ferris. Great to have you all with us for this one tonight. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications if you haven't done so already. That would be greatly appreciated. We're very close to 30,000 subscribers, so if you could help us on that road, that would be greatly appreciated. And we thank you all for choosing us tonight for your coverage of Champions League football. And what a night it will be. I mean, 4 absolutely unbelievable matchups. I mean, could you have asked for a better night to start it off? 4 unbelievable games of football in the Europe's best competition, some of the best teams in Europe facing off on night 1. Technically night 2, but night 1 here in LFS anyway. Liverpool, of course, in their home strip of all red, and Atletico in their third kit, I believe this is, of that kind of sky blue with like red stripes. It's very like a Leon kit, if you know what a Leon kit is. And we get underway then at Anfield for this one tonight. Liverpool, as I said, left the competition early last season. They were knocked out here at Anfield on penalties to the eventual winners, Paris Saint-Germain, in March of last year. And they will be hoping that they can turn this season around and this season make it a more successful one in this competition. Because they won 7 of their 8 league phase games last time round, so they were new like everyone else to it, but they took to it like a duck to water, Liverpool, last season. And they have some tasty matchups. We'll get through to all of that as the night goes on. Here's Ryan Gravenberch. Right to Jeremy Frimpong, whose cross won the Liverpool penalty at the weekend against Burnley. And Salah, who scored it. Playing it to Gravenberch. Back to Mo Salah. Slightly caught in possession there in midfield in a very un-Salah-like position. And that's going to be an early free kick for Atletico Madrid. Underway in all of the other games as well. They kicked off at 8 o'clock tonight. And we'll keep you right up to date with all the scores and all the action and all the drama from around the grounds in the Champions League tonight. Llorente. Back to Lenormand and Oblak to send it flying. Won by Virgil van Dijk, and a little bit of head tennis between him and Dominic Soboslai, who works it back to Andy Robertson. Well, of course, Liverpool come into this season with probably as one of the favourites to win the Champions League. Of course, winning the Premier League last year will be a big statement in doing that, and a lot of teams win the Premier League expected to go far in the Champions League in the following season, it being one of the best leagues in the world and certainly with the best teams in the competition more often than not in recent years anyway. Arne Slot hoping to feel success in this competition with this team as Gravenberch was brought down right on the edge of the box, and that's going to be a free kick, of which Clement Longley will argue, but the referee saw it. Yeah, it's a good touch by Gravenberch, takes the ball away from Longley on the edge and just gets that foul out of him. Longley leaves a left leg in, and that's definitely a free kick in an area that Liverpool will take a lot of hope from. Maurizio Mariani is our referee this evening from Italy, and he's already given a very dangerous free kick for Liverpool right on the edge of the box, slightly to the right hand side, so it benefits a left footer. Mo Salah will be one of those putting his name in the hat for this one. As well as Florian Wirtz, who scored a great free kick against Northern Ireland on international duty, did Wirtz. But you'd feel this one is for a top left, looking for the top left corner with a left footer. Mo Salah knows how to find that area of the nets. Welcome in Gary, welcome in Real English. Great to have you all with us for this one tonight. As we see Liverpool with a free kick right on the edge of the 18-yard box. Right, exactly 19 yards out from what I can see. We already have a goal in one of our other games. We'll get there in a moment. But let's watch this Liverpool free kick first. It's Wirtz and Salah. A little draft excluder in there as well. It's Mohamed. Salah goes low. Deflection takes it in. And Liverpool do lead. It's a deflection that helps Mo Salah's free kick. And it is a bit of teamwork from the Reds. And inside 4 minutes, it is Liverpool, the Premier League champions, that take the lead in the Champions League. I think it might have come off Andy Robertson because they're all celebrating with him. The Liverpool players. Salah went low. The flick on deflection, wrong-footed the keeper. And Liverpool take the lead on the night. You see it here. Salah's low free kick. Robertson, he's onside and it just fortunately comes off Robertson. He's spinning away. Comes up a bit higher and it deflects off the back of Robertson's leg and it goes in past Jan Oblak, who was committed to that far side. It was completely impossible for the goalkeeper to stop, and Liverpool have first blow on Champions League nights at Anfield again. Liverpool 1, Atletico Madrid 0. And Andy Robertson, quite unorthodox, finds the back of the nets on his 60th Champions League appearance for Liverpool, and he gets the opener inside 4 minutes. That's the perfect start for Liverpool on the night at Anfield on opening night of the Champions League. Well, let's bring you an update from the Parc des Princes at the moment, because there has been a goal there as Liverpool come forward again with Cody Gakpo, but it is the champions of the Champions League, PSG, who have taken the lead. Marquinhos, another defender, scoring early inside 3 minutes, has given PSG the lead there against Atalanta. So it's PSG 1, Atalanta 0 in that one. In the Champions League. Here's Salah. Drives inside. Gravenberch with a nice first touch. Back to Salah. It comes. Salah! 2-0! Oh, what a start! Oh, what a start indeed. Mohamed Salah. It took them 95 minutes to find a goal of the weekend. Well, make it a couple of days, and they found 2 goals inside 6 minutes, Liverpool. What an unbelievable start here in the Champions League. And Mo Salah involved in both goals. Criticised. He was nowhere to be seen at the weekend. Well, he is going to be seen tonight. And it is Mo Salah who's added a second to Liverpool's lead. And that is some start to tonight's action. Again, it comes off that right-hand side. Salah breaks off to his left. He drives across. Dangerous indeed. Gravenberch steps on the edge of the box, links it up with Salah, who takes it beautifully on the close control on the return. Absolutely fabulous football. Takes it onto his left and just rolls it past Jan Oblak. Absolutely gorgeous goal. 2-0 to Liverpool. What a start on this night. Can you believe how unbelievably Liverpool have started? 2-0 to the Reds, and Atletico Madrid don't even know what's hit them. 2-0. I mean, unbelievable football. Just gorgeous from Liverpool. And Mo Salah adds a second to what has been a electric start at Anfield. The crowd have barely got their first song in and they're already 2-0 up, Liverpool. And here comes Atletico trying to reduce that deficit on their first real attack, and Jeremy Frimpong in there having to do a bit of defending. Puts it behind for the corner off Antoine Griezmann. Diego Simeone says to his side to calm. We'll have a corner here on this left-hand side to try and give themselves some bit of belief early in this game. Right-footed delivery from the left side and caught by the Liverpool keeper, Alisson. who have the calmest hands at Anfield. And now Liverpool are away again here. Szoboszlai, he's got options. He's got the bodies out to the right-hand side, and he's undercooked it. 3 options there, and he couldn't find one of them there, Dom Szoboszlai. Makes his 100th Liverpool appearance tonight, does Szoboszlai. Probably been one of Liverpool's best players, if not their best player, at the start of this season. His consistent performances, an unbelievable free kick against Arsenal. And his consistent performances, playing at right back, a position that, you know, wasn't natural to him. And he said that he would play anywhere that the manager wants him to, and he played it really, really well at the weekend and over the past few appearances. But he's back in the midfield, hoping to use his quality to effect, as Ryan Gravenberch with his kind of intricate turn there on the ball spun Conor Gallagher, and Gallagher committing the foul on the Dutchman. Just a little late leg there from Gallagher onto the right foot of Gravenberch. That's definitely a free kick. Konate, Szoboszlai. Alright, to the left-hand side comes Gakpo. Well, we've barely seen anybody other than Mo Salah and Ryan Gravenberch in these early moments. They've been the two that have had the vast majority of the Liverpool play so far, linking up for that second goal, and Gravenberch, of course, winning the free kick to get Liverpool the chance to score the opener. Not seen much of Alexander Isak, who doesn't know what's hit him. He comes into this side and they apparently need goals, Liverpool. Well, Isak there tries to go with the 1-2 on that occasion with Gravenberch, and Gravenberch just held off. Good defending by Atletico, but a nice move by Isak, who of course makes that club record and British record transfer. Well, we see this again. There was a claim that it came off Pablo Barrios for the opening goal. We just saw a replay again. I think at the moment UEFA have given it to Robertson, but it looks like Robertson hits it and it was going on target before Barrios got the last touch. I think that'll be harsh not to give to Robertson, but at the moment there's a little bit of a debate on whether the first Liverpool goal is a Robbo goal or a Barrios own goal. As Robertson having to do a bit of defending there and committing the foul on Giuliano Simeone. Free kick to Atletico. Here is Llorente. Plays it across to Gallagher. Now to the left hand side it comes to Gonzalez. Inside to Barrios. Under pressure there from Florian Wirtz, who pressed well, forcing Atleti back towards Jan Oblak. He's got his 2 centre-backs in the scene. Lenormand pressured by Isak. Nice flick ball there. And Szoboszlai gives away a free kick. That's going to be a free kick to Atleti just inside their own half. Szoboszlai with a late challenge, but Diego Simeone, I think, was wanting more than just a free kick. I think he was expecting a yellow card. So 2-0 to Liverpool here. PSG leading by a goal to nil in Paris this evening against Atalanta. It's still goalless between Ajax and Inter, and Bayern and Chelsea. Bayern and Chelsea, by the way, I have on my screen, so I'll be able to give you a bit more detail if there is goals in that one this evening. As Liverpool press and win the ball high up down the right there with Frimpong. Wirtz dispossessed, and as he tries to win it back again, another foul given against Liverpool. Well, Real English says Salah going to score a hat-trick just despite the fantasy managers who have him. I captained them at the weekend. I wasn't too critical about Salah. He scores the winning penalty. He scores the big moment. He was quiet, but when you have a great player like Mo Salah in your team, you worry as an opposition. You should worry as an opposition team that if he's quiet, because he's going to get a moment. And when he gets his moment, players like Mo Salah, usually, more often than not, take their moment. And he did at the weekend. Gallagher again plays a ball in their pressured area to Griezmann, but Frenchman does well to return it to Conor Gallagher, and now long lay back to Oblak, again pressed, and Oblak firing away, which allows Van Dijk to find it to Robertson. Robertson dumping it down the left channel. That goes out of play for an Atleti throw. Well, this is the third time that these two teams have been paired together in the last 6 Champions League campaigns. We'll get to that in a moment, as I was just to go on a little spiel as Szoboszlai wins the ball. Isak down the left-hand side, chops onto his right foot, tries to lay it off, does get the layoff to Gakpo. And a bit of a crowd of Atleti bodies scramble it away from danger. As Gonzalez tries to charge away, he's got pressure from Van Dijk, who eases him over. And the referee says, get up, no foul. And the crowd seem to be appeased by that. Here's Frimpong, linking up with Salah. Frimpong drifting inside. Jeremy Frimpong goes down. No foul, says the referee. He's letting things go at times here, the referee. Gotta like it. As I was saying, this is the third time that these two have been paired together in the last 6 Champions League seasons. Liverpool have won the last 2 games. That was in the 21-22 group stages. Won 3-2 away to Liverpool, 2-0 at home. And, of course, they had their defence of their title when they were the champions in 2019. They had that taken off them when they were knocked out by Atleti here at Anfield in March of 2020. Of course, in the round of 16. Of course, everybody went into lockdown not long after that game in the COVID pandemic. Crazy times. And a crazy result that night here at Anfield. I remember it well. Gonzalez up against Ibrahima Konate, who gets a roar of Ibu from the Anfield crowd as he makes that tackle. And it goes behind for an Atleti corner on the left-hand side. One thing about Liverpool now, with the inclusion of Isak as well as a majority of other players, they've got a lot of height in their in the boxes, both boxes now. Liverpool with Isak, Van Dijk, Gravenberch, Konate, etc., etc. As the ball whipped in, up and away by Van Dijk, the aerial colossus. As it comes back out to Gonzalez, out to the left-hand side. Gallagher trying to keep it alive here at Atleti, give them something a bit more positive. As the ball fizzed in again, but again far too close to the Liverpool stopper in Alisson. Claims without any real worry. 15 gone here at Anfield. Liverpool 2-0 up. Early goals, Andy Robertson deflecting a Mo Salah free kick into the Atleti net. And then minutes later it was Mo Salah that did find the net on his own. He linked up with Ryan Gravenberch and a lovely little sweep and finish with his left foot into the far corner. A lovely bit of close control beforehand. He did really well, Salah, to make it 2-0. It's an electric start for Liverpool, and one that is truly reflected in the scoreline. Look at the fabulous football played here, and Gakpo's laid off from Wirtz. Gakpo bundled over. Again, no foul, says the referee, and now Atleti on the counter-attack, but Gakpo stayed down. Atleti coming out to the left, the crowd booing that the referee has played on with Gakpo down. Llorente, as Liverpool get all the rest of their bodies back into a defensive situation and a defensive shape. Simeone. And the shot from distance there was a pretty easy one from Raspadori, and Alisson can gather quite comfortably there. Well, I've just heard a nice stat and I'll relay it to you. Liverpool, before tonight, had never scored 2 goals in a European game this quickly. 2-0 up inside 6 minutes. That's the fastest that Liverpool have ever done that in a European game. And look at the storied history that Liverpool have in Europe. To be creating records after so many years is quite a remarkable achievement. Here's Simeone drifting it inside. Gallagher made the run and he chips it across, away by Frimpong. Only as far as Raspadori, in the chest is hoofed away by Liverpool again. Good response there from Atletico. It was a good ball by Gallagher. It made it difficult for the defenders to clear it away from Liverpool as Robertson makes the block. Off Simeone down that right side. That's a loose touch there by Barrios. That lets it run for a Liverpool throw. Well, so far, Liverpool have had 3 shots, 2 of which on target. Of course, the 2 goals. Atleti 1 shot, 1 on target, which was the Raspadori chance a few minutes ago. That was comfortably gathered by Alisson. It's not that Liverpool have pummeled the Atletico. They've just been accurate and clinical when they've got in and around the goal. That paired with the possession being very even. Robertson tries the inside ball towards Cody Gakpo, but that was well seen by Llorente and guided back towards Jan Oblak. Back to Oblak again as Liverpool try and apply the press with Isak. Darted out to that right side, nicely picked up by Frimpong. In a very advanced space, Liverpool had really shuffled across to that right side. Frimpong was higher than he usually is, with Konate drifting as well to that side. And Liverpool winning the ball back through to that Moments. Van Dijk to Robertson. Back to Virgil van Dijk on the halfway line and switches it to Konate. And despite the 2-goal lead, Liverpool will not be complacent in their ways. You would expect that from this team, wanting to score more and knowing what a threat a 2-goal lead can be. Have given away 2-goal leads on 2 occasions so far this season. Liverpool 2-0 here against Bournemouth on the opening night, went to 2-2, 1-4-2 in the end, and then against Newcastle as well, went 2-0 up away from home against Newcastle, went back to 2-2 and 1-3-2. So they know what a 2-goal lead can mean. It can mean that they can't be complacent, as Gravenberch chased back to his own goal there by Raspadori, but Gravenberch had the pace and the strength to hold off the Atleti striker. And in the 20th minute, as has been in every game at Anfield and every Liverpool game, the crowd rises inside this beautiful stadium to remember a man who would have loved a night like this, who would have loved to find the net in red on a night like this. Diogo Jota, who will never be forgotten at Liverpool. As a new striker dawns, Liverpool remember one of their greatest over the recent years. As Robertson tried the cross, cleared away by Atleti. And that's really lovely to see that Liverpool will continue in that tradition of the 20th minute being a moment of remembrance of one of their greatest strikers over the last few years. Certainly a quality player in Europe as well. Here's Salah looking to add another one, and he's done it before, finding that far corner. This time it was just a little wide, but it's the traditional Mo Salah type of strike and opportunity to finish, and he just puts this one wide of the left post. But you gotta say, that is glorious. If you've been watching Champions League football or European football at Anfield and for Liverpool for years since Salah's come, that is the most Mo Salah type situation to score a goal. It's Van Dijk with a press there. Didn't quite find a teammate and goes back to Jan Oblak. But that was another close moment for Salah and Liverpool. Here comes Llorente down the right hand side. A bit of space here for Atleti. Simeone back across, and in there was Robertson. And it's dealt with there by Liverpool as Wirtz under a bit of pressure to keep the ball, and Barrios coming out the better on that occasion. It was a poor ball, by the way, from Robertson to find Florian Wirtz. Here's Simeone. Llorente. Back to Barrios. Trevor says great opportunity for Flo to get some space tonight. Yeah, I think Florian Wirtz will kind of love the space, love the quality, love the opportunity to get into the final third and to create chances. As that's a good cutback by Simeone. Well blocked again by Liverpool, and here is Wirtz out to that left hand side and seen out well, but wins the Liverpool throw. We have another goal to tell you about, and I can tell you it is a goal in the Allianz Arena in Germany this evening. Bayern Munich taking on Chelsea, and one English side leads by 2 goals, while another English side has just gone behind away from home. Bayern Munich have taken the lead there. It's a Trevor Chalobah own goal, so it is 1-0 to Bayern Munich against Chelsea. Gravenberch was challenged, but it's no foul, said the referee again. So Trevor Chalobah putting into his own net to give Bayern Munich, the lead there in Munich. And still the only other game that hasn't had a goal in it so far is Ajax-Inter. Here comes Simeone down the right side. Cutting it back again. It's got away from Gravenberch. It's got to Griezmann. Griezmann trying to work the space. And Frimpong doing really well to put a foot in there. Atleti are getting into good areas at times. Not quite finding the right man, the right pass and the cross. These are threatening opportunities for Atleti. Liverpool at the moment dealing with them. Galán trying to take on a man and tracked by Frimpong again. And it will be a Atleti corner. Put through his paces so far, Jeremy Frimpong. Of course, he had a little injury at the start of the season that put him out till just after the international break and came on against Burnley at the weekends. As I said, put a cross in that won the penalty. Corner delivered in by Griezmann and off the heads of the Atleti defender there, long late, but into the hands of Alisson quite comfortably. Szoboszlai battling there and winning a throw-in. That's good pressure from Giuliano Simeone. He's looked bright so far down that right-hand side for Atleti. Probably been their best player to this point, getting them forward on a good number of occasions in these early moments. Gakpo with a header, a little bit awkwardly, taken in well by Gallagher. Again gets to the byline, blocked by his opposite number in Virgil van Dijk. And that goes behind for a Atleti corner. They've done really well in moments, Atletico, in this first half, without any real end product so far, but they've threatened Liverpool on a number of occasions, and winning a number of corners and keeping the ball in that final third. And Trevor says, new subscriber, enjoying your commentary. You have my supporter. Thank you very much indeed, Trevor. Great to have you with us. So corner for Atleti, right hand side, 25 minutes gone here at Anfield. Liverpool 2, Atleti 0. Raspadori to deliver, right footed, up and away by Konate. Frimpong in the battle, and now they're trying to spring away Liverpool as Frimpong again bundled over, no foul. Seemed like the right decision to me. Raspadori out to the right side, Griezmann now. Griezmann into the box, away again by Van Dijk. A lot of crosses early doors from Atleti. A lot of crosses. It's Gonzalez, who has a far effort. Well over the top. No worries there for the Liverpool goalkeeper. Yeah, 10 crosses so far from Atleti. Only 2 of them have been accurate, so not a great hit rate. Liverpool have just had 1 cross. As we see Mo Salah's goal again. Beautiful touch by Gravenberch. Finding the ball. Salah's surrounded by 3 men. Comes away with the ball. Holds them off. All while getting the ball onto his left foot. It is unbelievable close control. And Salah with a beautiful finish. I mean, if anybody ever doubted him, why? Why would you do that? That's all I ask. Why would you doubt Mohamed Salah? He's proven time and time again that he is world class, and he's able to create world class finishes. He can have an off game. You know, he's had a tough start to the season. He's not all fallen his way, but he's got that penalty at the weekend, and he's looking more comfortable tonight as Lenormand there under a bit of pressure. Couldn't keep the ball in play there for Atleti. As Trevor with the super chat, thank you very much, Trevor. I appreciate that, the £5 super chat. Thank you so much. You don't have to spend your money, but thank you indeed for that. Says, keep up the good work. Come on, Red Men. Thank you very much, Trevor. Thank you so much for that. It's greatly appreciated for the support. As Robertson's long throw towards the byline. Wins another Liverpool throw. Off an Atleti head. Robertson back the way to Virgil van Dijk. Gravenberch takes a nice first touch, finding Weerts. Laid it out wide for Robertson. He does win a touch, he believed, but he had the last touch there, Andy Robertson. Goal kick to Atletico Madrid. Moment in Germany as well. It's a penalty to Bayern Munich. Harry Kane stepping up for Bayern to try and give them a 2-goal lead against Chelsea. I'm watching it live here. Harry Kane against Robert Sanchez. Kane finds the net. Who would have doubted it? And Harry Kane has given Bayern Munich a 2-goal lead. I didn't see the penalty incident, but I saw Harry Kane's penalty, bottom right corner. Robert Sanchez dived the wrong way. Great penalty, great goal. 2-0 to Bayern Munich on the night after 27 minutes against Chelsea. And Bayern Munich showing their European prowess as they take a 2-goal lead against a team who won a European trophy last year, of course, in Chelsea, and winning the Conference League. 2-0 to Bayern. Isak does well there down the right side and forces a clearance off Caoimhan Ferris. That will be a Liverpool throw. To Konate. Szoboszlai back to Virgil van Dijk. Into Wirtz. Now back to Robertson. Van Dijk. A little bit of a loose forward pass there from Van Dijk. Rare to see that, but he's giving it away cheaply. And good blocking there from Szoboszlai to put it out for the throw-in. Well, so far it's so good for home teams in 3 of our 4 matches. Bayern 2-0 up against Chelsea, Liverpool 2 up against Atleti, and PSG leading Atalanta. There in Paris says, oh my goodness, what a goal that is. Cole Palmer with an absolute screamer to the top left corner has given Chelsea a goal back. It's a dramatic game there in Munich, and those travelling Chelsea fans are over the moon with that finish, and it is a beautiful goal by Cole Palmer. 2-1 to Bayern Munich as Atleti's cross cleared away. There. I just looked around and I saw Chelsea on an attack, and then I saw that unbelievable finish by Cole Palmer. It was Chelsea on the counter-attack. Well, ball won back by Reece James. And the ball played out to Cole Palmer on this right-hand side. Comes charging down the right. No one anywhere near him. Lays it off, gets the ball back in a bit of space, and then finishes beautifully into the far corner. Wonderful. Malo Gusto with the assist, and Cole Palmer with a lovely goal. 2-1 in that one. Chelsea have got a goal back. Just as quickly as they went 2-0 down, they were back within a goal. So it is a very exciting game there in Munich. I do apologise if I'm not shouting, I'm not as loud as I usually am. There's a little bit of an incident, there's something going on next door. A very kind of precious moment. There's a wake next door. If you know what a wake is, obviously someone has died, so I'm trying to keep as quiet as I can while also keeping the energy and the excitement for you watching. As Isak wins the ball back here for Liverpool. He's taken out. Here's Salah. Salah! Low straight at Jan Oblak from a narrower angle, and Isak stayed down, and he's in pain. The crowd are not happy that he wasn't given a foul, although the referee did play advantage, and Isak has stayed down, which will need him to see a bit of treatment. So we see it here. Yeah, the ball won back. It was good blocking by Szoboszlai, and then Isak just laid it off to Salah, but a crunching challenge by Robin Lenormand. See this again. It's just a late challenge by Lenormand. He catches the right ankle of Alexander Isak. Just kind of trudges right on his right foot. That's a terrible challenge, and it's going to be a yellow card for the Atleti defender, but Isak is should be okay, but had to receive a bit of treatment. It was a painful one, certainly, for the new Liverpool number 9, and Arne Slot making sure that the officials know his position on that one, and of course the Liverpool fans happy to see their number 9 back to his feet, and Robin Lenormand in the book for that challenge. A reminder for you, this is one of 2 Champions League watch-alongs we have for you this midweek. Frimpong has more defending to do. Griezmann picks up the second ball, gets past Konate, ball played into Raspadori, who tried to return it, and Szoboszlai is there dropping back from midfield to help Liverpool. And the bounce of the ball has been awkward at times tonight, and it's made it a little bit more threatening for Atleti. That's a lovely switch ball, finding Llorente, loads it in behind. Raspadori with a challenge, and just seen out there by Szoboszlai, who again has to do a bit of defending. Fires it out to Salah, who was dragged away from the ball and brought down. Free kick to Liverpool, foul on Mo Salah. Yeah, we see it again here. Yeah, Galan just gets far too much of a grip on Salah and just literally trails him down to his right-hand side. It's definitely a foul. No doubt about it. Galan, who has a bloody nose. Don't know where that's come from, but Harvey Galan needing a better treatment with a bit of blood on his nose. I don't know where that's come from. Maybe in a collision. GNG says, hello, welcome in. Thank you very much for joining us. Great to have you all with us for this one tonight here in the Champions League. Liverpool leading Atletico Madrid by 2-0 at the moment. Andy Robertson's deflection. He will say it was purposeful, but I don't think anybody else believes it was purposeful. He deflected in from a Mo Salah free kick in the early moments to give Liverpool the lead. And then Mo Salah, literally about a minute and a half later, was through in one-on-one on the goal. He was surrounded by 3 Atleti defenders, all behind him. He held them off, laid it off to his left foot and finished beautifully with a nice combination with Ryan Gravenberch. But Liverpool fired into a 2-goal lead. Atleti have bounced back. They've settled into the game and settled into their own play, but Liverpool still, you would say, have had the lion's share of the game. And Jeremy Frimpong there challenged by Caoimhan Ferris, and it will be a Liverpool corner. Oh, it's a penalty. What's going on there? It was given as a corner, and then the referees pointed to the spot. It's a penalty to Liverpool. What? I mean, even I'm baffled by that. What? See this again. It's Caoimhan again, Frimpong. Frimpong with a clearance. Oh, that's never. What in God's name has the referee seen there? It doesn't hit the hand of Caoimhan Ferris. The VAR has to overturn this. As much as a Liverpool fan, I would love a penalty and to stay kind of unbiased. But it's not a penalty. It's a corner. All day long it's a corner. How the referee's seen penalty, I'll never know. They're checking it. I think it'll be overturned. It should be overturned. If it isn't overturned, it's probably one of the most stupid decisions I've ever seen, because there's no evidence. It doesn't hit his hand at any point. It hits his leg, then his chest, his torso, and now the referee's going to come to the monitor and have a look at it. I mean, I don't know where the referee's seen a handball there. He's seen it somehow, but it doesn't hit his hand at any point, and they're just going to show him the replay of it there. That it hits his leg, then his chest, and then comes up off the higher chest and up and away for the corner. It's a corner all day long, no penalty. And the decision is no penalty, Liverpool corner. It was bizarre. I mean, we're ready to come over, take the corner, watch the corner, and then the referee gives a penalty. I don't know where he's seen it. I mean, that's bizarre at the highest level of European football that penalty was given, and it didn't even anywhere near hit his hand. Corner to Liverpool, and that was bizarre, really bizarre. I agree with you there, Trevor. Never a penalty. Corner to Liverpool then, right hand side, and I think the referee was just explaining the decision to the Liverpool captain, who seemed happy with it. I think none of the Liverpool players believed it was a penalty either. Corner delivered in, up and away at the near post, and further cleared again by Atleti, and falls to Griezmann here. He's pressured by Frimpong. Good challenge. Now Wirtz trying to commit and forces a loose pass towards Gravenberch now. Szoboszlai. You could see it in Jeremy Frimpong's eyes when the penalty was given. He did not believe that was a penalty, but he was happy that it was given. The smile of Jeremy Frimpong's face was like, that's not a penalty, but I've been given one. But yeah, definitely not. Never in a million years. I mean, not even the most biased Liverpool fan could think that was a penalty. Here's Cody Gakpo. He's it inside to Szoboszlai. He was well challenged. He tried to chop it to his right hand side and just kind of couldn't get past Caoimhan Ferris there. Tom Szoboszlai. The ball's played back to Yono Black again. Sends it long, and Konate chests it over a man into Gravenberch. Salah with a nice reverse ball. Wirtz now gets the roll of the ball, bouncing through and bouncing away from Florian Wirtz. Not really getting the roll of the rub of the green at the minute. The way the ball bounces, Florian Wirtz. David says never a pen corner, and says a strong 4-0 win for the Reds today, he thinks. Liverpool were already halfway there to a 4-0 win, 2-0 to the good. Atleti have held their own since going 2-0 down. It was a real calamitous first 6 minutes for the Spanish team, but they've ridden the storm and come through it, albeit 2-0 down, but they've certainly not got any worse in the game. Liverpool have created a few half chances, but nothing overly dangerous. About 6.5 minutes to go with the first half. Long ball by Van Dijk down the left channel for his international teammate in Cody Gakpo, who nutmegs Marcus Llorente, who pushed him away, and Gakpo wanted a foul, but he was never going to get one for that. Gravenberch does well to win it back. Wirtz now drags it towards Isak. Lovely little control, and Isak's shot goes wide of the right post. That was good play by Liverpool. Good press by Gravenberch. Good touch from Wirtz. Nice rolled ball towards Isak, who stretched, got the angle, and tried to have the shot, which he did. But he just couldn't keep it in the confines of the 2 goal posts, and it just goes wide. It had Oblak diving. There's his first shot in red. And the ball into the box. Here's a shot from Salah straight at Oblak. What a ball by Van Dijk, by the way. And Salah had a go on the volley. It was straight at Jan Oblak. That's 2 close moments for Liverpool in the last 30 seconds. They started the first half well. Are they going to try and end the first half strongly, Liverpool? They've been in firm control, you would have to say, for the vast majority of it. Without really the possession to back it up. They've actually had less possession than Atleti in this first half, Liverpool. 47 to 53 in the visitors' favour. It's minimal, but it's slightly in Atleti's favour. But when Liverpool do have the ball, they look threatening, they look dangerous. And they look like they can create chances from nothing. Konate did well there with a little ball control. Van Dijk, nice flick behind here for Wirtz. Now to Gakpo. Cody Gakpo trying to work it in. Can't find it. Back across to Gravenberch. Laid it off to Szoboszlai, who left it. Wins it back though, Szoboszlai. Nice Salah. Back to Szoboszlai. Beautiful from Liverpool. And the cross from Szoboszlai was cleared away. They've upped the ante a little bit here now, Liverpool again. Pushing Atleti back once more. Robertson to Wirtz. Now on the turn as Isak gets a bit of space. And a shot low and hard once again right at Jan Oblak. They've upped the tempo there, Liverpool. And Isak already with another good chance. Lovely little close control and turn. Beautiful from Isak. Gets away from his man. And has a shot low and hard. But Jan Oblak saw it all the way. He's heating up into this game. The Swede. That was a good little layoff there by Gravenberch. Muscled his man out of the way. Isak there tried to link up, but was brought down. Referee said no foul again. So here's Barrios. Rolls it through, and Alisson was well aware of Griezmann's little run. And Alisson came and gathered. We have another goal in Paris for you. And it is another goal for the reigning holders of the competition. It is PSG who've gone 2-0 up. Now, Kvaratskhelia has doubled PSG's lead after Marquinhos opened the scoring after a first few minutes. And there's a goal as well in Amsterdam to tell you about, and the only other game that didn't have a goal of the 8 o'clockers, and that is a goal for the visitors in that one. Inter have taken the lead against Ajax. 1-0 there. Here comes Wirtz. Finding Isak in space. Back to Florian Wirtz, who rolls the keeper. Oh, and a miss kick from Frimpong. Should have been a goal. Beautiful again from Liverpool. Isak and Wirtz tearing the Atleti defence apart. And look at this from Liverpool. All over Atleti. Not allowing them to breathe. This is unbelievable. See it again. Beautiful from Wirtz. Finding Isak, who's in space. You think he's going to shoot again. He rolls it through for Wirtz. Rolls it past the goalkeeper and waiting for Frimpong to finish. Lets it go for his teammate. And Wirtz jumps out of the way, and Frimpong just cannot carry it with his left foot. Toe pokes it and gets nothing on it. That was a tap into an empty net for Frimpong. And he just couldn't get the contact. Should have been 3-0. And they were inches, if that, away from making it 3-0 there, Liverpool. They are turning it on here against Atleti. Isak does really well to win the ball back again. Lost his battle though to Barrios and chases him down. And Barrios back to Oblak, who sends flying. Kept in play though, only as far as Llorente as it goes out for a Liverpool throw. Well, this just shows you, as I said, the game was teetering, the game was in a bit of limbo, and all of a sudden in the last 3 minutes Liverpool have just flicked the switch and they've come alive again and creating good chances to try and add a third goal. There's Gravenberch there trying to feed it out wide, couldn't find his teammate, but just shows you Liverpool can just switch it on and come alive. Some really beautiful football in those moments. As Gonzalez gets the time, flicks it around the outside, and Frimpong was chasing, but offside against Galan. Free kick to Liverpool. As I was saying, Inter have taken the lead away at Ajax. It's Marcus Thuram that's given them the lead there in that one. They thought they won a penalty, Inter, a few minutes earlier, but that was ruled out by VAR. And the man who won the penalty then, Marcus Thuram, that was cancelled. He's the one to give Inter the lead from open play just before the half. Gakpo. Again brought down. Again no foul as Barrios has it. Griezmann. Nice little flick to Llorente. Llorente out to the outside. Simeone across, and Van Dijk was in there to put the block in. Puts it behind for the corner. Now Giuliano Simeone has been really bright in this first half. He's been, as I said, Atleti's most quality player. Created the chances, worked the ball down that right wing, causing problems for Liverpool in moments. And we will have 4 additional minutes at the end of the first half here at Anfield. A corner on the right side for Atleti. Griezmann to take. Up and away at the near post. And there was a foul anyway in there. A push, says the referee, on a Liverpool player. Free kick to the home side. David says 2-0 half-time at 4-0 full-time. Real English says, loving the commentary. Just one thing. I think it's Soboslai rather than Szoboszlai. Yeah, Soboslai. Yeah. Soboslai. Dominic Soboslai. Here, I gotta say, it's not the most difficult pronunciation that I've ever had in commentary. There's definitely more difficult ones that I've had, but that is traditionally more difficult. Soboslai. I think it's probably the way I say my S's. It sounds like an SH when I'm actually saying an S. Anyway, not that that's important. I will always trying to learn the pronunciation. It took me a while to learn Gravenberch. It's Gravenberch to the official pronunciation. A lot of people called him Gravenberch in his first season at Liverpool, of course, if you remember. Here's Lenormand. Nice little 1-2 out towards Llorente, who's under pressure there again, but back to Lenormand. And across to Clément Lenglet. Flicks it over the top of the Liverpool midfield. A bit of space there for Simeone to arrive, and now Llorente with the early cross. Dealt with by Konate and cleared away by Robertson. Yeah, Simeone is a real tester for Liverpool tonight. Here he is again on the ball. He's creating so much, linking everything up for Atleti, especially down this right side. He will be a threat, and already has been a threat here this evening. Something to look at for Arne Slot and his coaching staff at half-time, to figure out how they better defend his sort of one-on-one moments. That's a lovely flick by Barrios, again breaking in behind the Liverpool defence. Here comes Raspadori, lays it off to Llorente, who pokes it in, and they've got a goal. Really against the run of play in this first half, and Atleti have got a goal back. They've been threatening in moments, and it is Marcus Llorente who breaks away into the box, and he finds the net in the bottom left corner. Some calls of offside against Raspadori, but the goal has been given on the field, and this has really turned this game. See it here. Yeah, Raspadori's well onside, no issues there. And we see this again, Raspadori. Again, Llorente gets nowhere challenged. Oh, is there a player offside that puts Alisson off? I think there might be. See this again. It's Griezmann's offside, and he stands kind of in the way of Alisson. Alisson claims it right away, but the goal has been given as it stands. Whether VAR makes that change, but the check is complete. Goal is given, and Llorente gets the goal, and Atleti get a goal back out of absolutely nothing in this first half, and they've got a goal. What a crazy moment. 2-1. And you got to say, as I said, Atleti settled into this game. They were creating some chances without any real end product against Liverpool. They were creating moments. It's going to be a late challenge there by Longley. Gets him a yellow card and a free kick to Liverpool. But they were creating opportunities against Liverpool, and they've got a goal back from little to nothing in this game in an attacking sense up to that point. That's now both Atleti centre-backs on a yellow. Caoimhan Longley and Robin Lenormand. Both on yellow cards. And the 4 minutes are up, but of course with a goal being scored in that 4 minutes, we'll have a little bit more. And a free kick to go for Liverpool. Sobersley takes it short to Gravenberg, who will fire it into the box. It's high, it's deep, it's crossed by Van Dijk, who couldn't keep it in play. And there is the half-time whistle. A first half where Liverpool have been started electric, came out of the blocks firing. Andy Robertson and Mo Salah finding the net inside 6 minutes to give the Reds a 2-goal lead. But Atleti have the final say in the first half. They've got a goal back through Marcus Llorente after barely having a kick in the Liverpool box in that first half up to that point. They had a few chances created, and that was one that Liverpool felt was avoidable, I'm sure. Marcus Llorente's got one back, and it certainly got Atleti believing at half-time. This game's not just over yet. Liverpool 2, Atleti 1 at the break. We'll analyse all the scores and yesterday's results as well at half-time. Do stay with us. Sure, one last kick. This is going to be it. This is the moment. Vicario kicks this. And Liverpool are there. Liverpool are Premier League champions. And there it comes. Crystal Palace, for the very first time in their history, are FA Cup winners. Oh, he's found the net. Oh, what a goal. Kvaratskhelia is through, wants to add a fourth, and does so. Ahmad, oh my goodness me. That is absolutely unbelievable. Rice again. Oh! You thought he couldn't beat the first one. He's gone and bettered it. Another whip ball in. The header is in by Virgil van Dijk. Incredible.
It's supposed to feel.
Welcome back to Champions League Live. Half-time at Anfield. It's Liverpool 2, Atletico Madrid 1 at half-time, and it is a much closer game on the scoreline than it turns out to be in terms of how the first half has gone. And we'll talk about the first half in a moment, as well as we'll talk about the first halves from all of our games this evening, as well as last night's results and the early game results as well. So lots to get through in this first half. And a first half, I got to say, that was a lot of drama, a lot of excitement, a lot of energy, and a lot more from Liverpool than Atleti. I think Liverpool have created some good moments. They've been dominant. They've looked really strong on the ball, and they come out like a house on fire in the first few minutes. They come out with so much electricity, so much energy in the first few minutes, and the first goal, the opening goal, comes from a free kick. A bit fortunate in the end, but a good finish. Whether he meant it or not, Andy Robertson, we'll find out, but I don't think he did. It has been credited to Andy Robertson. There was a hint that it could be a Pablo Barrios own goal because he had the last touch, but Robertson's touch took it on target, therefore it is an Andy Robertson goal. But it came from a Mo Salah free kick, and very rare do we see low free kicks, and that's where the goal comes from. It's a low free kick across the goal that Mo Salah took. It deflects off the foot of Andy Robertson, off Barrios, and into the back of the Atleti net that completely wrong-footed Jan Oblak, who had no chance at saving it from that moment. And then the second goal comes literally about a minute and a half after. Really good link-up play against Ryan Gravenberch, who's looked really strong in that first half for Liverpool, winning the ball back well, but his most pertinent action has been in the final third, where he's been in and around the edge of the box, where he's been creating those chances, pinging those balls through, and it's his beautiful touch at the edge of the box that takes it to Mo Salah, who has three men around him, three men kind of making a semicircle around the back of him, and somehow Salah takes the touch, gets it onto his left foot, and then sets up a finish with three men trying to take the ball off him. He holds them all off and also finds a way past Jan Oblak. Really beautiful goal and lovely from Mohamed Salah, who responds to his critics who said he was nowhere near it at the weekend, and maybe he wasn't at his best, but he certainly got his key moment at the weekend, and he has a wonderful goal to show for it in the Champions League once again tonight. And two wonderful goals from Liverpool. And then they continued to create. They were creating some really good chances. I think Alex Isak had a couple of opportunities, of course, on his debut for Liverpool tonight. Florian Wirtz was in good positions as well. I think Gakpo's looked a little bit kind of off that left-hand side, but I think a lot of the other side of play has been much more in control for Liverpool. So I think that's nothing to do with the fact that Gakpo hasn't been on it. It's just been Liverpool have maybe targeted the other side a little bit more and had a little bit more joy down that right side. But I think there are moments and opportunities where Liverpool can improve. I think their centre-backs have been fabulous, and Konate and Van Dijk, who've looked immense so far tonight. But I think for Liverpool there will be moments to improve and moments to not be too complacent in the fact that they're only leading by a goal at half-time. Despite all that action and all that drama in the early moments and all that quality they had, they concede a goal right before half-time. Marcus Llorente stepping in to a really good area. No one tracked him, no one marked him. He was completely unchallenged as he arrived into the box, and a really good finish into the bottom left corner to make it 1-0, to get a goal back, for Atleti. I'm just watching the goal for 1-0 as well again. And I think it's a little bit of a moment where Liverpool have the realisation of, yeah, we might have been 2-0 up, but this game's not over. Atleti are still in this game. And I think Atleti really responded well. Going 2-0 down inside 6 minutes at a stadium like Anfield in a moment on opening night of the Champions League, it can be, you could just collapse. You can fall apart and go concede a third and a fourth in quick succession, and this game be done and dusted on the night. But what Atleti did was show great character, great kind of resilience, in the fact they didn't give up in that first half, and now they've kept themselves in it. They've got a goal back, and they're very much in this game going into the second half. And I think the call for calm from Diego Simeone was realised by his team and his players, and they responded really well. I think they came into the game, they worked really hard, they kept themselves kept Liverpool from scoring a third, albeit it probably should have been three in one or two moments. Jeremy Frimpong's great chance that he missed-kicked. But I think if it went to 3-0, it would have been a different game. But I think with Atleti having a little bit of slice of luck, bit going their way and fighting back into the game. They've worked it back into, not their favour, but they've worked themselves back into a position where they can come out in the second half and be competitive in the first half. Because a lot of the first half was a lot of Liverpool possession and a lot of Atleti trying things without any real great note. And then they got that goal, which could have and might change it. But we'll see as the second half comes around very, very shortly. 2-1 to Liverpool at the break. Let's show you the other scores. Inter Milan leading Ajax by 1-0 in that one. Marcus Thuram with the opener there is given into the lead. The beaten finalists last year. Bayern Munich are 2-1 up against Chelsea. They took the lead early in that game, did Bayern Munich. Through an own goal from Trevor Chalobah. 7 minutes later it was 2-0 when Harry Kane put into the back of the Chelsea net from the penalty spot before Cole Palmer put in a real sweet strike to get Chelsea back into the game. It is Liverpool 2, Atleti 1 as we just mentioned, and it is 2-0 to PSG, the reigning holders of the competition at half-time. Marquinhos and Kvaratskhelia gave them a 2-goal lead. They should have been 3-0 up. Bradley Barcola had a penalty saved by the Atalanta goalkeeper, of course, Carnesci. So it is still 2-0 to PSG at half-time. Right, that is the first halves of tonight's games. Let's show you what happened last night, though, in quick succession. Let's show you then. Start with the early games last night, and a good start to the campaign for Arsenal. They are bouncing back 4 wins out of 5 in all competitions this season for the Gunners, and a couple of clean sheets to boot in nearly all of those games this season. And look at the dominance that they showed in many areas, but look at the shots that Athletic Club had. But it was 2 goals in the last 20 minutes for Arsenal that won the points. Martinelli and Trossard on the score sheet to make it a firm grip game for the Gunners to win in the end. Also in an early kickoff last night, a bit of a shock in Eindhoven as debutants Union Saint-Gilloise from Belgium claimed their first Champions League victory on their debut, their very first Champions League game, and they won it away from home. A fantastic performance from Union Saint-Gilloise. A goal from David in the first 9 minutes gave them the lead. Hadj then added to that lead to make it 2-0 before Kevin McAllister, no, not the guy from Home Alone, Kevin McAllister in the 81st minute made it 3-0. Funnily enough, he's actually the brother of Alexis McAllister, who plays for Liverpool, funnily enough. And then a late consolation for PSV Eindhoven. Got them, as I said, a consolation. Van Bommel with the goal in the 90th minute. Made it 3-1, but the points were secured by that point by Union Saint-Gilloise. Look at that. On your debut in the Champions League, 18 shots, 8 on target, an XG of 3.34 against a good side of PSV Eindhoven, who were well beaten on the night, it seemed. Into last night's games, another very intriguing performance away from home from Qarabağ. A great moment for them, a late comeback. They actually came from 2-0 down in that game quite crazily. Berenchea gave Benfica the lead inside 6 minutes. Pavlidis made it 2-0 inside 16, but it was all to be Qarabağ from then on in. Andrade made it 2-1. Duran made it 2-2. And Kashchuk with the late winner in the 86th minute made it 3-2 to Qarabağ. What a great performance from them in Portugal on opening night last night. Some very interesting scorelines. Look at this one for a cracker in Turin, Juventus and Dortmund. Can you believe, listen to this, Dortmund were 1-0 up in the second half. All 8 goals came in the second half and Dortmund were 1-0 up in that game, and it turned out to be 4-4. Crazy. Adeyemi with the opener. It was then Yildiz who levelled for Juventus. Then Felix Mecha, gave Dortmund the lead 2-1. Then it was Dusan Vlahovic who levelled again 2-2. An end-to-end game indeed, but it was to be Dortmund to have 2 goals in a row all of a sudden. Kuto and Ben Sebaini made it 4-2, but 2 added time goals made it a point apiece in Turin. Vlahovic again, and Lloyd Kelly making it 4-4. An unbelievable Champions League game there in Turin. A very close battle between Real Madrid and Marseille in the end. 2 Kylian Mbappe penalties made it 3 points for Real Madrid on the night. Timothy Weah of course, son of George Weah, scored for Marseille either just before the first penalty for Madrid. So they took a lead, Marseille, but it was Dani Carvajal's red card that made it tighter than it needed to be, but a late penalty from Mbappe made it all 3 points to Madrid. And also last night, a very close game in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in North London. It was an own goal from the Villarreal goalkeeper that was to decide the points inside 4 minutes. It was a close-knit game, but all 3 points are Thomas Frank's Spurs on his debut as a manager in the Champions League. And to our early games this evening, it was a goalless draw between Olympiacos and Paphos. As I said earlier, a red card for Bruno, 2 yellow cards meant Paphos were down to 10. Look at the dominance that Olympiacos had on the night, all that red and those rings, but it wasn't to be for them in front of the goal tonight. Great point for Paphos on their debut in the competition, and Olympiacos failed to make it 3 points from their dominance. And another draw this evening, Slavia Prague against Bodo Glimt, 2-2 in that end there. They were 2-0 up, Slavia Prague, but Bassi and Fett with 2 late goals made it 2-2. That is all of the results from the Champions League so far. We've 4 games at the half, and we'll be back out for the second half of all of these games in just a moment. Do stay with us. Welcome back to Champions League Live. Half time, it is Liverpool 2, Atletico Madrid 1. Second half on the way in a moment as the Atleti players come back out in the field. Liverpool already out there. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications. We've just hit 29,500 subscribers. If you can help us on the road to 30,000, that would be greatly appreciated. And do like as well. It does massively help us to grow the channel and also grow our live streams in play as well. So thank you very, very much for joining us this evening. We're only halfway through what has been a quite cracking night so far. The other 3 games are already back underway. This one just awaiting the whistle from the referee here for the second half. Of course, on the opening night of the Champions League, Liverpool kicking towards the Kop end in the second half with a goal lead, 2-1 lead against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. You've got to love these nights. We're only back on match day 1, and we cannot wait for a good 8-9 months of this action as we get back underway. And here at Anfield, a venue steeped in history in this competition in recent years and across the years as well, as it was the European Cup. Of course, Liverpool have won. Oh, what a flick by Isak here. Wirtz now trying to return the favour. Just undercaught it, and a little bit of a wobbly bit of defending there from Robin Lenormand. Gets it away from Isak, but absolutely gorgeous from Isak there initially to get Liverpool on the attack. Beautiful little back heel towards Florian Wirtz. What a signing Alexander Isak will be. It goes without saying how good he was in Newcastle and what he was able to achieve, and his quality more than often than not against Liverpool, as you saw in a Newcastle shirt many's a time. Scored on his debut for Newcastle against Liverpool, of course, here at Anfield it was back then, a number of seasons ago, when now he makes his Anfield debut for Liverpool in the Champions League, does Isak, and he looks right at home. He doesn't look like, you often say, oh, it takes a time to settle in, to relax, to kind of get used to the play. He looks like he's been here for years. The touches, the skills, the ability in between the lines is so high that he just looks comfortable on a football pitch no matter where he's playing, Isak, and at the minute he's looking really strong. Again, Wirtz a little bit short with his passes. It was good play initially from Salah. Gravenberch battling there in the midfield, and Szoboszlai flicking it back for Konate, who did well to hold off his man, and Frimpong linking up with Gravenberch to keep the Liverpool possession. Trevor says Ryan Gravenberch, our best player, first half, world class. Gravenberch was absolutely sensational in that first half. His skill, his touch for the first goal, or the second goal, sorry, was beautiful. His ability to win the free kick for the first goal as well. He's intrinsically linked in how Liverpool are leading here at half time and into the second half. David says, how do you edit the screen with all the scores, badges and half time? It's all done through graphics and a system called OBS that helps use the kind of stream and do the live streaming. It's OBS and then graphics made by me and used and exported. Gallant gets a little bounce of the ball and the ball falls nicely over Griezmann, and the through ball there didn't quite find a target as Gallant wins it back. Griezmann again with the early cross, away by Van Dijk. Got to say the bounce of the ball has gone slightly in Atleti's favour at times tonight. In Liverpool, 9 times out of 10 deal with those situations without any real worry. And Atleti just keeping the pressure on with those little awkward bounces of the ball at times. There was a chat between Arne Slot and Alexis McAllister there a moment or so ago. It made it interesting. Maybe we'll be thinking about bringing on the Argentinians shortly. Switch ball out to the left here for Atleti. Nicely taken by Gallant, but well covered by Konate down that right hand side. And Ekitike and Alexis McAllister both increasing the intensity of their warm-ups down the sidelines there. Yeah, it's all done through OBS, David. It's a really great system. It's fantastic. And then the graphics are mostly pre-made to make it as simple and as smooth as possible. That's a lovely touch by Wirtz. Breaking away, holding off his man, flicks it back for Isak. Does well to lay it off to Jeremy Frimpong. Plays it down the right now to Salah. Atleti with a lot of players back there. Wirtz. Nice little 1-2 with Alex Isak. Now lays it off to Robertson. Round the corner comes Gakpo. A little bit away from Gakpo as he recycles it back to Robertson. Now Gakpo again down the left channel. Works it back to Robertson again, who goes for the cross and over the head of Isak. Falls for Gakpo, but they're going to pull it back for a foul here on an Atleti player. Is the referee. Yeah, good delivery by Robertson. Just a little bit over the head of Alexander Isak. That'll be something Liverpool will have to become more accustomed to. Both of their centre forwards are quite tall gentlemen. Isak and Ekitike. Those crosses will be a moment of threat for Liverpool if they want to use it to their advantage. And they will, of course, use it to their advantage in multiple different moments. Aerial qualities are both quite clear to see. We might see the Frenchman Hugo Ekitike very shortly, along with Alexis McAllister. Look like Atleti were also eyeing up a change in a moment. Another two goals to tell you about from our other games as Atleti come forward here. Griezmann down the right, not much room to manoeuvre into. He's going to go for the cross, up and away by Konate. Back the way it comes to Griezmann right there again. Out wide it goes to Llorente. Got the goal in the first half. To Gallagher. Back to Griezmann. Rolls it down low towards Raspadori, who gets the better of his man. And Alisson had to clear it away. And then Virgil van Dijk gets it further away. Yeah, it was a strike from Raspadori down that right-hand side. Blocked by the chest of by the hands of Alisson. He did punch it away. And then Van Dijk with a clearance. But Raspadori from a narrow angle, it will take a lot to beat Alisson from that sort of angle. But let's see more promise once again. As there's an offside flag going to go up there against Gonzalez down that left hand side. Goal to tell you about. We'll start in Amsterdam. It is 2-0 now to Inter. They've doubled their lead shortly into the second half. Thuram again on the score sheet, and he makes it 2-0 to Inter. against Ajax, and another goal in Paris to tell you about, and that is another goal for the reigning champions Paris Saint-Germain. They are now 3-0 up against Atalanta. Nuno Mendes this time to make it 3-0. And the change coming here for Atleti, I told you about. They were going to make a substitution. It's Koke that's coming on into midfield, and he takes the captain's armband as well. Salah tried to go for the 1-2 with Isak. Isak slightly held on to. That's why he wasn't on the scene for that one. Good step in by Szoboszlai. Salah with lovely footwork again. Look, he's jinking through men like for fun here, Salah. And he finds the ball to Wirtz a bit. Fortunately, tried to poke it through again. Isak couldn't quite get there, but that was better. Beautiful from Salah. Somehow came away with the ball and found a teammate. Just quite extensive. Unbelievable. Here's Wirtz. Salah. Early cross blocked. Calls a handball. They were quite incessant with it there, Liverpool. Referee says no. And back to Konate. Pokes it. Nice little half turn by Wirtz. Lays it across, and Isak committed into the box. Wirtz had the pull back. And not quite linking up there on that occasion, but again, really good play by Wirtz to hold it off, to win the ball and then work it into a good area. Just not finding a man in red, but Liverpool maybe starting to up the tempo a little bit more, feeling that they need a third just to give themselves a little bit more comfort in this game at this moment in time. Isak does well on the turn, linking up with Gakpo. Back to Robertson. Now Van Dijk fizzes it towards Frimpong. Nice little 1-2 with Salah. Now Wirtz. Wirtz, two men around him. He somehow got past two of them, and he spun it back for Frimpong. That's beautiful. And Frimpong tries the cross, blocked at the near side by Gallagher. That was beautiful from Florian Wirtz, by the way. I mean, Florian Wirtz, people will be angry, you know, oh, he's not had the goals, he's not had the assists, but what he's doing in his work rate is sensational at the moment. Some of his touches, some of his play off and on the ball is just gorgeous to watch. And he's going to get a corner to take here for Liverpool down this right-hand side. They're going to make changes in a moment as well, Liverpool, but we'll tell you about that in a second after this corner. Wirtz to deliver, right-hand side. Lots of Liverpool bodies in and around there. Not quite in the 18-yard box just yet as they drift in. Wirtz with a delivery cleared away at the near post. Back to Isak. Szoboszlai now. Frimpong. Back to Salah. Lots of bodies still in there. Back to Wirtz now out to the right side. Whips it across. And it's low and right into the hands of Jan Oblak, who saw that one coming. And he was going to try and kick it long there. Going to delay it a second. Trevor says Isak will need time and he'll get it because we're not Manchester United. He is an unbelievable player, and even if he doesn't score on his debut, not everybody scores on their debut. You know, that's not... It's a bit too overhyped at the minute. That's a lovely press by Frimpong. Wirtz just got there in time. And Gakpo did well to recycle it for Liverpool, but that was a great press again from Frimpong, winning the ball when probably had no right to. Szoboszlai finding Frimpong again. Isak held it off. Salah trying to dink it over the top. Frimpong involved as well. Lays it back to Gravenberch. Beautiful football from Liverpool again. Salah. Isak. Off this right hand side now is Alexander Isak. Salah. Back to Konate. Right to Wirtz, Robertson, apologies. Down the left hand side. Here's Gakpo. He's got Wirtz in the box. Gakpo's delivery. Szoboszlai with a header blocked and cleared away by Koke. Van Dijk fizzing it back in. Away by Longley. Back in again by Robertson. Away by Atleti again. Gravenberch, it's head tennis at the moment as Atleti bring it down. Raspadori tries to break away, but Van Dijk with a great challenge wins it back for Liverpool. Relentless at the moment as Liverpool are going to get the free kick pulled back for a foul on Van Dijk as there was no advantage. Right. Changes incoming. No updates from around the ground. Still 2-0 to Inter, 2-1 to Bayern, and 3-0 to PSG. Triple change for Liverpool. Alexis McAllister, Ugo Ekitike, who we already told you about, and Connor Bradley are all coming on. So a triple change there for Liverpool. Isak on his debut's coming off. He's going to be replaced by Ekitike. A very well performed debut for Isak. 57 minutes in the bank and applauded by the Liverpool crowd. On his debut, he fought so hard to be at this football club, and he's fought hard tonight to try and add a goal to his tally on his debut. Couldn't quite get that. Cody Gakpo's had a quiet night. He's coming off. He's going to be replaced. And Connor Bradley's coming on as well. He's going to replace a Liverpool player. I can't remember who it said there. But a triple Liverpool changes. Ekitike, McAllister and Bradley all on. Ugo Ekitike on. I mean, it's great that for Liverpool that they have a player in Ugo Ekitike who's already got off the mark. He's already scored a couple of goals in Liverpool red so far, and then Alexander Isak comes onto the scene as well. A lot of competition for places, although you would have to hedge your bets on Isak getting the spot, but not guaranteed. But Ugo Ekitike wouldn't be a bad backup striker if that was to be the case for Liverpool, you would have to say. Still quite young as well. Ugo Ekitike can grow into that role once more. Real English says PSG are doing really well despite not having Dembele and Doué, a testament to their depth in their squad. For me, still favourites to win the Champions League again. I absolutely love Vitinha and Neves in midfield. Yeah, they're absolutely incredible, PSG. No doubt about it. That's why they're the European champions. No doubt about that. And I think they will be up there once again this season, competing and fighting. Alisson. Lovely little touch by Bradley, finding Salah. And now Szoboszlai. Beautiful control by Liverpool. Gravenberch. Now Robertson. So we're just approaching the hour mark here. Lovely little poke ball by Gravenberch into Ekitike, who comes out of a crowd of bodies with the ball. And finding the ball out to the left. Nice little 1-2. Ekitike. It was difficult for him on that angle. And Atleti just about defend the situation as Ekitike applies the press. And the ball's fired away, which allows Connor Bradley to chase back to win it back again for Liverpool. And the crowd are happy. He's only on the field and he's already got the song being sung. Ugo Ekitike. Salah a little bit lax there. Loose pass. And they're trying to link it up down that left side there at Atleti, but Connor Bradley did well. Tracking back in. Spotting the runner and defending it nicely. Robertson with the ball over the top. Ekitike wins his header. The bouncing ball. He's got a runner on it in Wirtz. He couldn't quite control it. There was a call of a foul there. There's a bit of a mix-up there from Atleti. He's given it to Salah. Salah now runs it forward, trying to go for the 1-2. Falls back. Szoboszlai scrambling, and a clearance there from an Atleti defender. Gets it away, but that was far from convincing from Atleti's defending, and it was Simeone, I think it was in there, that made the challenge. We'll see this again. It was a little bit of a mix-up in the Atleti midfield. Deflected the ball out to Salah, picks it up in space, links it up with Szoboszlai, gets it back to trying to find Salah, blocked in the near side by Simeone, and then as Szoboszlai tries to have a go, Simeone sliding in, clears it away. But that was great defending from Giuliano Simeone. And they're going to make a double substitution now. Are Atleti, Conor Gallagher and Antoine Griezmann coming off. And Molina and Sorloth are coming on. By the way, it was Jeremy Frimpong that came off for Connor Bradley. I would have expected that straight swap at right back for Liverpool. So Wirtz has gone to left wing, I suggest. And then a midfield three of McAllister, Gravenberch and Szoboszlai maybe. Or Wirtz has gone to the left and Szoboszlai's gone under the attacking midfield role in the 10, which he did play quite a lot for Liverpool last season. Bradley here to Szoboszlai, now to Salah. Lovely play as Gravenberch couldn't quite bring the ball in. That's given away a little bit cheaply there. Raspadori now finding Gallan. Liverpool with bodies in sufficient numbers there to deal with that situation, and they press Atleti away on that moment. Koke looking to recycle, finding Robin Lenormand. Llorente back to Koke. Now Longley to Galan. Inside to Raspadori. And Barrios now turning away from his man. Barrios. Pablo Barrios given an opportunity to shoot, but he decided to cross and put it straight into play for a goal kick. That was a wasted opportunity if I've ever seen one. Another goal in Munich to tell you about, and it's just been scored. And it is the man who scored the second Bayern goal that's got the third Bayern goal. Harry Kane has added another one for Bayern. It is 3-1 to Bayern Munich, and that should be a bit better for them, a bit more comfort after Chelsea got one back in the first half. 3-1 to Bayern Munich. Atleti still have this one very close in the scoreline here at Anfield. Still 2-1 to Liverpool as the ball fizzed into the box here. Header is up and away by the Liverpool defence, and Galan tried to keep it alive, but again Liverpool come away with the better of it, with Bradley with the clearance. Under pressure here, Conor Bradley had to take on a few, and he does well to just see it out for the throw-in. He was on his own there, Conor Bradley, trying to clear that one away. Trevor says, incredible 3 subs off the bench. I've supported Liverpool for 40 years and I can't remember us having squad depth like this. Yeah, the Liverpool squad depth, it's slept on a little bit after they've had so much turnover in the summer of players going out, players coming in. It's been such a turnover that people forget the depth that Liverpool do have. You know, just casually bringing on Ugo Ekitike, Alexis McAllister and Conor Bradley. 3 internationals, of course. A World Cup winner as well in there, and Alexis McAllister. Just casually bringing them off the bench. That's some quality to bring off the bench for Liverpool, as well as the 11 they had starting tonight, and as well as other players they've got on the bench that have already made an impact this season. But Atleti have kept them in this. Liverpool not quite out of sight, far from that at the moment. The game is still on the balance, but Liverpool, you feel if there needs to be a goal, they could turn it on and get one. But at the minute, at 2-1. They need to be a little bit more urgency in Liverpool, but Atleti have defended them well since the early moments. That's a ball into the box that Van Dijk has the measure of, and Weerts to find it towards Szoboszlai. Now Liverpool on the breakaway. Szoboszlai out to the left-hand side for Ekitike. Back inside, it's Weerts and Ekitike, and now falls to Salah! It's the post! Wow, can you believe it? Salah couldn't convert. Bangs it off the post. Should have been 3-1. Ekitike keeps it alive. That should have been a goal for Liverpool. What a goal it would have been. Beautifully created, but Salah bangs it off the post. But that's got the crowd going. A big chance in front of goal. It was beautiful counter-attacking football by Liverpool. Ekitike knew what he was doing even before the ball came anywhere near him. Just sweeped it forward, and Weerts and Szoboszlai were there, and then one of them, I don't know who, but one of them played it to Salah, and Salah had all the time in the world, and he struck it well. But he just struck it off the right post. A bit of a warning sign for Atleti there that Liverpool are on to try and win this and get the third goal to try and put this game to a little bit more of relative ease for the home side. But Liverpool continuing in that belief that they can get the third goal. And of course, why wouldn't they believe it? That's a ball down the left side for Sorloth to chase. Got Konate for company. Alexander Sorloth cuts it back, but to no one in blue. Just back to Szoboszlai. Nice Salah. Game's become a bit more end-to-end. Ekitike back to Salah. This is a good move again. Salah lays it off to Szoboszlai. There's nobody in the middle. Szoboszlai just lifting it. Falls for Florian Weerts. Takes the touch. Ekitike on the volley. Couldn't keep the shot down. It's better from Liverpool. Really good again from that 4. Ekitike, Salah, Szoboszlai and Weerts. At the minute, like a front 4 partnership, those 4. Incredible little link-up. They all get involved in that attack and play again. I mean, if it was a goal, it would have been a beauty as well. Beautifully carved, but Ekitike feels that he missed a big chance. We see this moment again for Salah. It's laid off. It's the ball comes from Ekitike to Szoboszlai, then back to Wirtz. Wirtz plays it across to Salah. It's kind of a bit of zigzagging, and Salah's effort with his left foot, it comes off the right post, but 9 times out of 10 you would expect the net to bulge there and it be a third Liverpool goal. The game still in the balance with a quarter of the match to go. 67 minutes gone here at Anfield. Liverpool 2, Atletico Madrid 1. Well, Liverpool have won their last 4 Champions League group stage or league phase matches against Spanish teams. And of course they beat Real Madrid and Girona, both from Spain, in the Champions League phase last year, one at home and one away, keeping a clean sheet on both occasions. Salah penalty on the road in Girona and 2 wonderful goals against Real Madrid. They bossed Madrid that night here last season. An unbelievable week for Liverpool. They beat City and Real Madrid, 2 of their biggest rivals in the league and in Europe over the recent years, and they beat them with ease on that night. I think it was in November in that week. It was quite a turn up for the books. That was kind of the night that Liverpool kind of shone the brightest and made themselves known as a very good opposition, a very good proposition under Arne Slot. Tonight, a tough test. It's a very rigid, tough, feisty opponent in Atletico Madrid. And those early goals at the minute are what are keeping Liverpool ahead. Marcus Llorente's added time goal in the first half got Atleti back in it. Well, Atletico have won only 1 of their last 8 Champions League matches against Premier League teams, drawn 2, lost 5, and have never won a group stage or league phase game against an English team. That's crazy to even read. Drawn 4 and lost 4. I couldn't believe that when I actually done my preparation for this game for the stats, and I read that Atleti have never won a group stage or league phase game against an English team. I thought, really? Long ball by Alisson. Ekitike was the target, couldn't quite find him. Gravenberch picks it up in the midfield. Now Bradley. To Gravenberch. Well, for Liverpool, this is their 17th Champions League campaign. There's Szoboszlai whipping it across the box, too high and too deep. Goal kick. Their 17th Champions League campaign, but their 50th campaign in European football. And they've reached the final of this competition 5 times since it's been called the Champions League, of course. Of course, won the European Cup all those years ago in the 80s, 70s and 80s. The 2 most recent wins in this competition in 2005 in Istanbul and, of course, in Madrid in 2019. In the stadium that Atletico Madrid plays their football, in the Wanda Metropolitano. So, a little bit of history there. There's Conor Bradley with a foul, and he gets himself a yellow card. First Liverpool player to be booked tonight, Conor Bradley. And 2 other yellow cards, both came in the first half, and both for Atletico Madrid players. So they did. Bradley, the first Liverpool player to be booked this evening. "20 minutes to go. Liverpool leading. Simeone there trying to get past Konate, and Bradley had to come and help out, and he did, and they dealt with it well, those 2. As Konate sends it forward. Flicked by Koke, and a little bit of a loose bit of play there from Atleti, but nicely mopped up by Koke, and now Lenormand. Game's drifted a little bit in the last 5 minutes. Liverpool, after that little spell where the front 4 came flying forward in that moment, they've had a little bit of a drift. And Atleti trying to take a grasp of this game at the moment. There's a ball into the box. Headed away by Van Dijk. Not fully cleared though, as it falls for Koke to have a go, but got nowhere near having a good shot there. And now Liverpool trying to spring away. Wirtz, Szoboszlai round the corner. Salah on the chase. Salah gets the better of his defender. He's got Oblak for company. Can he find a teammate? He's dragged wide. Salah Across, Ekitike falls. Florian Wirtz calls a handball. Couldn't keep it out and couldn't get it into the net there, Liverpool, and Atleti scrambled it away somehow. My goodness me, there was called a handball. It was wonderful from Salah. Somehow he found the ball across beautifully. Ekitike couldn't head it. It fell to Wirtz. He couldn't get a shot off. And Atleti scrambled it away. Gravenberch does excellently well there to win it back. Soboslai. Bradley. Liverpool getting closer, but not quite find that third goal just yet. Bradley under a bit of pressure there. The heavy touch out of play. Liverpool going to make a change in a moment. Rio Gamoa is going to be coming on. 17 years old. Come on and scored for Liverpool against Newcastle away. Here's Llorente on a mazy run. And he's put it over the bar. Marcus Llorente calls it. He wants a corner. Or are they complaining that it was a handball? I've got to see a replay, but Llorente here, measly through. It takes a deflection, but who does it come off? I don't really see a hand in there. There's nothing that I could say handball. But Llorente's effort, it did look like it took a deflection. And there's going to be a yellow card handed out, and I think it's going to go the way of one of the coaching staff of Atletico Madrid. So change incoming then for Liverpool. And it's going to be the end of the night for Florian Wirtz, who's come very close to adding a goal for him tonight. He's played really well in moments. Looked really strong in those tight spaces, carrying Liverpool forward on multiple occasions. Just not able to find the net tonight. And Florian Wirtz going to be replaced by, as I said, the 17-year-old Rio Gamoa, who came on and scored the winner away at Newcastle. Just 17 years old. He was 16 at the time. A couple of days out from his 17th birthday, he scored that wonderful finish to win the game for Liverpool against Newcastle at St James's Park. There's a bouncing ball in behind, one for Ekitike to lick his lips at, but Robin Lenormand was just in there to block Ekitike. Just short of 15 minutes to go. Liverpool 2, Atletico Madrid 1. The game could have been out of sight. They've had a few chances to add to their lead, Liverpool, in this second half. Some really good chances. Salah hit the post. Wirtz not able to take a finish. Ekitike also failing to find the net as well in moments. But is there one moment where Liverpool can try and put this game to bed, or will Atleti have a night of theirs to remember? Llorente, nice little reverse pass out to the far right side. Back to Marcus Llorente. He seems to be causing a lot of the problems for Liverpool. He's the one that got the goal back in the first half. The crowd very much believing their team can still get this job done. As I said, Liverpool finished first in the league phase last year. 7 wins and 1 defeat. And their defeat came in their final game away at PSV when they had already secured a top 8 spot into the knockout stages before they eventually went out to PSG in the round of 16. Won 1-0 away from home and lost 1-0 here and lost on penalties in that game. The Atleti crowd are up. They've got a corner on the right hand side. They're going to make a change as well at the moment. Atleti going to bring on Marc Pubil, and it's going to be Nicolas Gonzalez who's going to be coming off. So Gonzalez off and Pubil on. Atletico's 4th change of the night. Ball delivered in high. Up and half cleared by Konate. Salah got a header to get it away, and Galán trying to recycle. That's it back as Liverpool staying fairly deep. The ball played out wide from Molina. There's a player down, and that's going to be a free kick off the ball. A foul off the ball on Alexis McAllister. Free kick to Liverpool. quick update from around the ground. Still Ajax 0, Inter Milan 2, Bayern Munich 3, Chelsea 1, and PSG 3-0 up against Atalanta in those other games tonight. Those other games, the other teams that are winning are leading by at least 2 goals. This one, the closest of the 4 fixtures that are underway in the Champions League so far tonight. Bradley does well just to get it back to Alisson. A little short from Alisson to Konate. Alisson does get it back from his French teammate Ekitike. McAllister tried to ping it forward, but a little bit loose. Liverpool a little bit wavering in the last 5 minutes. Let's see, maybe growing the better out of this team late on, as Ekitike does well to win it back for Liverpool. Salah, nice darted ball out to the left channel for Rio Gamoa. At the cop end, Rio Gamoa drifting across. Couldn't quite get a ball to his teammates as he drifted into the box. And Atleti clear it away. Alisson does well, calmly gives it to Szoboszlai. Down the right comes Bradley. They're into a back 5 now, Atleti. A 5 and then a bank of 3 in front. Trying to crowd the area, trying to stop Liverpool at any chance of getting that 3rd goal that would really give them headroom. Down this left-hand side comes Rio Gamoa again. Back to Van Dijk. Breaking forward comes Gravenberch, trying to find Ekitike, undercooked him there, and now on the breakaway comes Caoimhan Longley. Down the right-hand side comes Simeone. He just couldn't keep the ball in play. Under pressure from Dominic Szoboszlai. Free kick, or throw-in, sorry, to Liverpool far side. Good battling from Szoboszlai there. Szoboszlai to Bradley. You got to say Liverpool have had moments where they've been more than on top. They've been the dominant side, and Atleti have had to hang in there, and they have, to their credit. The Spanish side, they've hung in there. They've kept this game alive to the final 10 minutes or so and kept Liverpool at bay for the vast majority of this game. By the first 6 minutes, of course. You'd still argue that, as it stands, you would probably argue that Liverpool do deserve the victory. Not by a major amount, but they probably have slightly edged it in terms of their quality tonight. They've looked really sharp on the ball at times, played some great stuff. Still looking like they are gelling together. A lot of those new players that are in the side, and probably actually before the substitutions looked a little stronger, Liverpool, when they did have the ball with Frimpong and etc, etc. All of those players that have now been taken off. 10 minutes to go then. Atleti with a throw-in down this left-hand side. Javi Galán to take. Goes short. Trying to go for the little 1-2 with Koke, who makes the run off the back of Bradley. Bradley trying to hold him at bay. Koke somehow on the floor gets the ball across. Now Barrios, blocked by Konate and long. Oh, what a goal! From Marcus Llorente again! It's a deflection, but it's gone in and it's 2-2. Marcus Llorente! He's done it again! Oh my goodness! Can you believe it? I can't. Marcus Llorente! Has he got some sort of voodoo against Liverpool? Unbelievable goal. And it's a deflection that takes it in, but my goodness. The audacity to take the shot in the first place, but again, it's Koke that keeps it alive beautifully. Simeone lays it off, and then it's the deflection, and then Llorente has the effort. It comes off the back of Alexis McAllister's leg, and it helps it go take it past Alisson for 2-2. But my goodness, a fortune-filled goal, but a goal nonetheless for Atleti. And Liverpool have scored all of their winning goals past the 80th minute this season. They're going to need to do that again if they're going to pick up 3 points in opening night. 2-2. Oh my goodness me. This game right back in the balance. And you gotta say, on the argument's sake, Atleti probably deserve to be level in this game because Liverpool have failed to put it to bed. They have, in moments, wavered. And despite that incredible start, they haven't sustained it in front of goal. And added that third. They've had chances to add a third, but they haven't, Liverpool. And what will Liverpool do to respond here then? Salah works it back to Van Dijk. Down to the left-hand side. To Rio Gamoa. Now Gravenberch. To Konate. Now to Van Dijk. Liverpool have all their bodies forward. Atleti all their bodies back. Rio Gamoa. Robertson with a reverse cross. Goes down. Was McAllister, was it Szoboszlai? One of the two. Wanting a penalty. Claims from the crowd, but the referee waves it away. Bradley. They're going to make another change in a minute. Kirkez is going to be coming on for Liverpool late in this game. Here is Szoboszlai. Watchalong. Looking for an option. Finds Konate. Now Robertson. Down the left-hand side comes Rio Gamoa again. Chops onto the inside. Lays it off to Gravenberch. Gravenberch looking for an option. Goes out wide to Robertson. Back inside to Gravenberch. Gravenberch with a cross. Lifted into the box. Good one, but well defended by Atleti. And Van Dijk tussling. Losing out to Alexander Sorloth on that occasion. It goes back the way. And Atleti send it over the top. One for Simeone to chase, but Konate had the better of him on that occasion. Szoboszlai now. Space and opportunity ahead of him. Finding Conor Bradley. Down the right comes Salah. Salah rolls it in behind. Bradley at the byline. Cuts it across. And put behind for a corner. Nobody in there for Liverpool. But they've got a corner out of the situation. 2-0 to Inter, 3-1 to Bayern and 3-0 to PSG are the scorelines elsewhere. The only game that would be ending as a draw at the moment is this one at Anfield. Liverpool 2, Atletico Madrid 2. Lots of bodies in the box for Liverpool to try and attack this corner. Although the referee's going to have to sort out some tussling there. The two Liverpool centre-backs in a real tussle with Molina and Lenormand. Corner to Liverpool, 5 minutes of the 90 to go. Right-footed delivery, Szoboszlai. The header by Konate is headed wide. There was a real scramble in there. A few bodies found on the floor. Goal kick. It's a great chance for Ibrahima Konate. Free header. Virgil van Dijk was wrestled to the ground as well in there. He was one of the bodies on the floor. Dragged down by Lenormand. And there's a man with Diego Simeone tattooed on his chest. And then Atletico Madrid's badge on the other side of his chest. Very intriguing. Committed. That's a foul on Conor Bradley there by Giuliano Simeone. Free kick to Liverpool then. And Milos Kerkez is coming on to replace Andy Robertson. And let's see what Milos Kerkez can provide for Liverpool in an attacking sense in the final 4 minutes plus the additional time. This is Atletico Madrid's 16th appearance in the Champions League proper. Their 13th in a row, by the way. They have featured in every Champions League campaign since the 2013-14 season. They were the runners-up in that 13-14 season and in 2016 as well. Both losing out to Real Madrid in those finals. Here's Rio Gamoa. Keeping it alive down the left, causing a few issues. And Molina's clearance. Skied out for a Liverpool throw. Rio Gamoa. McAllister. Konate. Van Dijk. Pokes it through for McAllister, who rolls it across to Ekitike, who couldn't quite find a man through. Nicely blocked by Bradley. And Konate does well to recycle it to Ekitike. Space here for Liverpool then. Ekitike bricks into the box, tries to fire it across. Blocked by Longley, corner to Liverpool. Well, Atleti have lost their matchday 1 fixture and only 2 of their previous 15 Champions League campaigns, so it's not often they lose in their opening Champions League game of the season. 1-8 and drawn 5 of those 15. Szoboszlai's delivery from the corner was in the battle. It was called a handball. Van Dijk says handball, but it's going to be a corner to Liverpool. Virgil van Dijk incessant with the Italian referee that it was a penalty. It comes off the head of Lenormand there. There's nothing in that. Corner to Liverpool. Left hand side, 88 minutes gone. Corner, right footed, delivered in. Ekitike flicks it on! And it's just gone wide from Virgil van Dijk. For a split second it looked like it was going in. And I'm sure a lot of the crowd in here thought that it was going that way. And it came off one of the defenders actually at think last there. And Atleti just about get away with that one. Goes behind for a goal kick. Ian says 98th minute winner for Liverpool. I don't think we're getting 8 added minutes. I don't think that's going to be the case. Certainly not 8 added minutes. Bradley does really well against Giuliano Simeone there on a one-on-one battle. Wins the free kick as the crowd rile up for Liverpool. Have they got one more chance in them? They've got time to try and create one. At least. To try and win this game of football again. 2-2 against Bournemouth. 1-4-2 late on. 2-2 against Newcastle. 1-3-2 late on. 0-0 against Arsenal. 1-1-0 late on. 0-0 against Burnley. 1-1-0 late on. They led 2-0. Back to 2-2. Can Liverpool do it again? Like they have done in all of their games in the league this season. Can the Champions League be something of the same story? Gravenberch. Konate. Szoboszlai. Salah. Trying to hit a hopeful ball in. Ekitike was in the mix. All Black committed and he had to clear that one away. That was a good delivery by Salah. Good run by Ekitike, but good goalkeeping from Jan Oblak that it comes out the better on that occasion. 4 minutes of additional time here. Rio and Gamoa. Back to Dominic Szoboszlai, who will hit one. Blocked by the defender. Szoboszlai's header. Won by Connor Bradley. Sends Gravenberch on the breakaway here. He's it to McAllister now. Rio and Gamoa. He's got Kerkez as well there. Rio and Gamoa trying to dribble his way through some amount of bodies, and he's won Liverpool a corner there, the 17-year-old. Fabulous fight there. Corner to Liverpool. And the crowd are happy with Rio and Gamoa's effort there. Corner to Liverpool. The last one was deathly close. They need a magic moment again, Liverpool. Right-footed delivery from the corner. Van Dijk was there, but it's cleared away. And Koke was there to head it clear. As it bounces back out for Szoboszlai. Fires one into the box, deep to the back post. And that's come off a defender. And it's going to be another Liverpool corner. Good work by Bradley to know that he wasn't getting that ball, and he made sure he got the corner. Coco says only about 4 minutes added on. Hope we do score though. Atleti playing their 10 at the back again. Yeah, it's everybody back for Atleti, but you can't argue that that's the wrong thing for them to do. Szoboszlai to deliver the corner. Whipped in. The header is dominant and it's in by Virgil van Dijk. Captain Fantastic again. Fires Liverpool into the lead again. Another magic moment in added time. Wins it once again, it seems, for Liverpool. How do they keep doing this? How is the question that they will ask. 5 games played, and it seems like they're going to win all 5 by late magic goals. Virgil van Dijk bangs one in, and that is Liverpool ahead again. Some will call it luck, but you can't win 5 games in a row off late goals by just luck. Sheer perseverance gets them there, and it is Virgil van Dijk standing tallest and firing in. He came close earlier. Well, he couldn't come any closer without scoring there. Fabulous goal. Steps away from his man, works the space, being held. He stands tall, he jumps tall, and he fires into the bottom right corner. 3-2. And Diego Simeone, in the moment of this, has been shown a red card. He's had a bit of a gripe with one of the Liverpool fans behind the Atleti bench. We'll tell you about that in a moment, but let's talk about this goal. Beauty from Van Dijk. That is gorgeous. Fantastic from Virgil van Dijk. How do they keep doing it? I don't know. I don't think any analyst, anybody on the world, in the planet, can define why and how Liverpool keep doing this. They seemingly throw the points away. They seemingly give it away to opponents. And somehow they win it back all over again. Liverpool 3, Atletico Madrid 2. Simeone's still here. He's been shown a red card. He's not refusing to go down the tunnel. He now will go down the tunnel to the jeers of the crowd. I don't know what's happened. The referee's shown him a red. It was a real melee after the goal. I have no idea what's happened down there. There's always drama with Atletico Madrid are involved. And Liverpool are involved, surely. And it looks like they're going to do it again. The crowd are up. They're loving it now. And it looks like maybe Liverpool are going to get 3 points on opening night of the Champions League. We haven't even kicked back off yet after the goal, after all that drama. 3-2. And that bouncing ball, Connor Bradley will send flying forward, up into the air. And Salah trying to hold it off. Does well, Salah. And Atleti now pushing themselves forward. They've got nothing to lose now. And Ekitike trying to break him behind. Ekitike just had the ball taken off his toes as he tried to break through there. Konate up and challenging. Header away by the Atleti defence, and Van Dijk in there shielding. And Alisson having to do a bit of defending. A scrappy kick there by Gravenberg. And that's a fantastic bit of defending there from Milos Kirkez as Szoboszlai was caught. But Bradley does well. And now Szoboszlai sends Salah on his run. He's got Ekitike in the middle. Ekitike! Oh, and the bounce done him in. Ugo Ekitike should have made it 4-2. My goodness, what is going on in this game? See it here. Does really well down the right, Liverpool. Salah's just onside. The defender holds him on. And then Salah finds Ekitike, but the bounce, I think, catches Ekitike out. He catches it on the bounce, and it bobbles wide. Should have been 4-2. Should have been really game over. But Ekitike fails to convert for Liverpool there. It's still 3-2. There's still time going. We're into the 6th minute, almost into the 7th minute of additional time. 3-2. Atleti want one more attack. One more ball in. Sorlots! Header is straight at Alisson. What a chance for Atleti. Oh my goodness. What is this game? That ball in, and Alisson will surely kick this, and it's all over. There's the whistle. It's the Liverpool captain that does it. He wins the game in the 92nd minute. And what a birthday present for the Liverpool manager Arne Slot. When his team dominated early, they took a 2-goal lead. Marcus Llorente somehow got Atleti back into it with 2 goals either side of the half. But Liverpool, like they've done all season, somehow find a way to get over the line. Final score at Anfield on the opening night of the Champions League. You couldn't ask for a better one than this. Absolutely fabulous night in the Champions League. Liverpool 3, Atletico Madrid 2. Oh, wow. Oh. Jesus God, we need to lie down. My goodness me, what a night. And what a game at Anfield. They always give up absolute bangers in the Champions League to Liverpool. And they've given us another one to talk about tonight. Fabulous. Last minute goals coming up clutch for Liverpool. 5 games out of 5 this season they've scored in the 80th minute or later to win the game. I mean, that's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I thought 4 in a row was mad. 5 in a row. Crazy. Right, here are the scores from across the night here in the Champions League. The early kickoffs, it was 2 draws. Olympiacos and Paphos goalless, and Slavia Prague and Bodo Glimt 2-2 it finished there. It was a nothing night for Ajax on opening night at home. Inter Milan came away with all 3 points there. 2 goals, both from Marcus Thuram, either side of half-time, made it 2-0 to Inter. They came away with 3 points. Bayern picking up a big opening night victory against Chelsea. 2 goals that gave Bayern a 2-goal lead. Chelsea got back into it through Cole Palmer, but Harry Kane scoring the 3rd goal made it all done and dusted for Bayern on the night. Liverpool, they took a 2-goal lead inside 6 minutes. Llorente's 2 goals brought it back to 2-2 before Virgil van Dijk in the 92nd minute won the game for Liverpool. It was a former Liverpool player turned manager and kind of Xabi Alonso that at Leverkusen won all those games late that won them the league that year. And he had Florian Wirtz and Jeremy Frimpong in the team in that one. They come to Liverpool and Liverpool seem to be inherited that from Bayer Leverkusen. Late goals to win games of football. And it was another goal for PSG that we couldn't quite tell you about in the time. A Gonzalo Ramos goal, and it was finished PSG 4, Atalanta 0. What an opening night for the reigning champions PSG. That is Wednesday night action here on LFS of the Champions League. Tomorrow night we're back and we're heading up to the northeast to St James's Park as Newcastle United, they got their new striker on the score sheet at the weekend, though we're hoping he can do the same against a giant in Barcelona. Here coming to Newcastle, St James's Park tomorrow night, 8 o'clock for that one here on LFS. Can't wait for that one. Absolute stormer of a game that is to come. Well, if you ever doubted them, don't ever do it again. 5 games where they needed a late goal, Liverpool. They'd done it every single time. This time, it was their captain, Virgil van Dijk, who got the decisive moment in a very close game that Liverpool probably should have been out of sight in. But then in the end, the champions find a way, and they've done it late again. Good night.
It's supposed to